out there, YouTube family. I am back from a long weekend, or however long it's been since my last YouTube visit to you all. And it's about to get dark, but I'll keep talking. So I'm on the road with Kathy for the evening walk. This is probably gonna be a short one, but I wanted to at least stop in and say hello to you all. Hello. And kind of just share over the weekend. I badly needed a break and was kind of forced to physically. So I'm sure some of you can relate. And so it wasn't a fun weekend, but I don't need to give you all the details. I'm glad I'm kind of back to normal now. And I basically wanted to share with you all sort of what the plan is now for myself, but also to share with you guys from here on out, because if you listen to some of my lives from before, then you would know that I've contacted 𝐸𝐮𝐻 a few times, tried to contact Pastor Bob, haven't heard anything back yet, but that's okay. And basically what we're looking at is we're just kind of in a holding pattern and waiting for all the events to take place over the next few months, which is exactly what I expected and I've been saying for months. If you've been following this channel or any of my other ones this year, so I'm kind of happy that I wasn't leading anyone astray, and that's how the dots have connected. So far everything is looking great, and you might say now more than ever I'm trying to practice what I preach as far as living the TCB lifestyle and just taking care of business, not stressing, not fearing about anything, letting God carry out his plan the way he has been. But sort of my new approach, if it is any different, is just encouraging you all do the same. And of course, I'm going to give you any new updates or predictions as they occur, but we're really looking at all things to be, in some ways, finishing up in January for when You Know Who returns officially. And so I'm not really expecting anything sooner than that, whatever that day is in January. Could be the 20th, could be earlier. But let's just focus on the long game, like I've been telling you all from the beginning, as far as just really focusing on what we can control today and in our own lives, and not worrying about tomorrow, not worrying about December or January, and just trusting that things are going great. And it's just like how the last 4 years, there was a long waiting period, but look at the rewards that we're now receiving because of that wait, because of that hardship, and really just allowing God to do what he planned to do all along. So it's pretty amazing. We're already seeing signs of revival starting, and in our country for sure. I'm not sure about other countries, but we are seeing the seeds being planted and the hope and the future promise for tomorrow, for next year. And so it's just a process. And I'm really excited about it. So, hello. Now you can see me. Some of you have not met Cassie, my dog. Hi, Cassie. Can you wave? Oh, just kidding. Unless I make her shake. Cassie, shake. No. She's like, can we just run? So, like I was saying, I'm practicing what I preach myself, and I'm discovering even new things I can focus on and improve on in my own life, and things that I don't want to wait for tomorrow, next year to do, like get back into some martial arts and become more healthy with my own lifestyle than I have the last few years. And let me say, I was never really that kind of person as far as somebody who focuses on natural living, you might say, and focusing on a healthy kind of lifestyle. No, that was never really me. But the last couple of years, my mindset changed a lot because of everything we've seen and experienced. And sometimes it can seem like a long, tough process, but you just keep chipping away at it. Just don't give up. If there's something you want to do and improve, just take small steps. That's the thing. Hi, Irma. Yeah, let's see. I got to stop so I can read. Tamil? Hi. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right, but I like your name. And welcome. And hi, Nicholas. Yep, she's a very pretty German Shepherd who gets lots of compliments everywhere she goes. And she's 11 years old, but healthiest dog I've ever had, and still wants to run 3 times a day or more if she could. But so we're out doing the roundabout run while I'm on the bike. And this is kind of my normal time to live stream when I'm too busy otherwise. And yeah, so TCB mindset, taking care of business. And so between the different projects I'm working on, I'm trying to keep you guys informed, inspired, and motivated to just not wait for tomorrow, not wait for what I think I think next year is going to be an amazing year, frankly, in too many ways to count. And one of the last things I wanted to do the last few years, once I realized it, is I didn't want to put my life on hold to wait for good things to happen. I want to start now, getting ready for that. And so for me, that means a lot of things. That means my musical goals, the things I want to do for you guys on the channel, just sharing the Medexus supplements that I love so much, that have helped my life so much. So of course I'm going to talk about those, and yeah, just lots of things. Oh, thank you. Happy Veterans Day to all. Thanks for the reminder, Irma. Glenn, welcome. Yes, I do believe Bob Joyce is the king of rock and roll. Thank you for the question. And so on the topic of Bob, thank you for bringing that up. I wouldn't say my approach strategy for the channel is going to change too much regarding Pastor Bob Joyce and the Elvis topic. However, we're approaching 250 videos on the channel playlist on this channel, if you go to the playlist and look at Bob Joyce and Elvis Presley, that playlist, we're going to be hitting 250 videos soon. So we have done the research and feel good about everything that's there for you, just hours of videos for you to make your own decision. But at the same time, hey, Miss Constitutional Rights in the house. What's up? Just kind of giving you guys the update and everything. And so okay, sorry about that. Just had a kid on a bike roll up and ask me if I saw his friend. So I had to stop everything. Okay, so anyway, let me pick up where I left off. So there's more than enough videos on this channel on the playlist about the Bob Joyce and Elvis theory. Yes, I do still think he is. However, I'm not feeling so hard pressed at this point to worry about posting the theory videos about him as much anymore, because there's so much content on here already, and it pretty much hits all the angles, all the reasons why we think he is Bob, and or yeah, and even some reasons why some people might think he's not. I mean, it's fairly, well, I shouldn't say it's unbiased, but it really covers some of the different angles, or enough of the different angles, I think. So probably more of the future videos will probably be more focused on his just preaching his messages and what we already know Pastor Bob wants us to think about, focus on, and do, which is basically trust God and follow the word and follow what the teachings, what we're supposed to be doing in our lives and finding our purpose. So that goes hand in hand with me just trying to keep inspiring you all today, in the future. But yes, I do believe Bob is Elvis. At the same time, I've said many times, I'm not that invested in it emotionally, and I don't think anybody should be. So I kind of want to just restate that, and we don't need to focus on it, which is part of the reason why, if anything, I'm probably leaning away from going to Pastor Bob's church, unless the Lord just throws it in my lap as an opportunity and I have the timing, and you know, when it's a God thing, it just happens. But other than that, I really don't feel like it's necessary for me to go out of my way and drop the money on a plane ticket and rental car and hotel just to go out there for a weekend, because it is far from California. And I mean, if it was, I would probably say if it was, I don't know, 5 hours or less drive, I would already be there, already would have gone. But because it's so far away from me, I just don't see the point. And part of the reason why is, initially I was thinking, well, not only do I want to meet him before he gets even more famous again, but I would want to try to ask him some kind of questions, right? But he's not going to tell me anything different than what he's told Gene Ho and just what he said in his sermons until we get to the point where it's time for him to say more. And yes, I do believe we're going to get to that point, but it's just not yet. It's not going to happen. So I did think about it very seriously, and I take it all very seriously too. And I only want the best for Pastor Bob too. So I've thought about it a lot. I don't think that there's anything wrong with sharing these theory videos about him. I can't read his mind. I don't know deep down if he wishes there was less, or if my theory is he's just biding time for all this to play out. So anyhow, I'm not going to worry about it. And I certainly don't want to add any pressure to him. There's already plenty online from those who are much more negative about him or looking at it as a negative thing. I do not. And I do not even see this waiting period as a negative thing. So that's one of the huge differences compared to what many others have. So with all that said, let's just focus on what we got, what we're hoping for and excited about, and just focus on the messages that Pastor Bob's sharing. That's what really matters, just like he said. Don't worry about Elvis. Focus on Jesus. Focus on the word. And just, if you don't know what to do at this time in life, in the world, just pray for guidance. It's really the smartest thing I could tell anybody to do. So let me catch up here. Oh, we got all kinds of conversations going today. Okay, so I guess moving on from that and our waiting period with Bob Joyce and 𝐠𝐮𝐬, which, by the way, Gene and George Magazine have been talking about November being the month where some interesting interviews and maybe revelations even are coming out. So we might still have a very interesting month and a lot to talk about yet in the coming weeks. Well, I expect it before you know who returns and so many other things change. But even over the last week since the election, there's been some very interesting turns of events happening with world leaders and the administration coming together. So things are happening. We're not really waiting for the same things anymore. Susan, I haven't heard anything about him coming out on his 90th, and I don't think I would ever share any specific dates on that, just because usually when people share dates, they're almost always wrong. And so unless Gene himself or George Magazine comes out and gives a date, some big announcement, then I'm not going to trust it. Lots of times people are just sharing dates to build up their channels and followings. And one thing you will not get from me is any hopium. Just trying to give you guys stuff to get you excited. That would totally contradict my entire message of focus on today, be grateful, happy, and joyful and thankful, and don't worry about dates in the future. All we need to know is that great things are happening and we got a lot to look forward to. So, I mean, what else do you need? You don't need anything else unless you're being impatient. So have patience, grasshoppers. So, amen, Irma. God is doing great things. Let's see. So, other than all of that, was there anything else I wanted to talk about? I should have some special announcement on upcoming music that will be released before the end of the year, but it might still be a few more weeks before I can share an exact date on that either. So same thing. I want to make sure I got solid info for you all before I think I'm going to wrap it up there because it has been a busy day and I'm getting phone calls now. But let's see. Glenn, I've heard of that. There's lots of channels that I've looked at, decide whether or not I wanted to follow or not, and my bar is very high for who I follow because there's so many different creators and channels out there. But the only ones I'm still following daily or close to it are the ones that have proven themselves to me time and time again by being realistic and consistent over the years, without the hopium, without the dates and excitement that doesn't amount to anything. I do think there are probably a very small number of channels that do have some kind of inside scoop, but one thing I can guarantee you all from being in the Marine Corps 15 years and understanding how that world works is that anyone with knowledge is not sharing it because it is part of the plan. So I'm going to have to let you guys go kind of quick here, but I'll try to get some more lives going soon. So sorry, it's been a busy day. Thanks for stopping by and keeping the conversation going. And I'll have much more for you soon. And Cassie says bye too. So see you guys. Have a good one. Thanks and God bless.